right. Today we're going to take a look at a lovely old standard that just sits on the guitar neck quite beautifully. We're in the key of F. This tune is mainly diatonic. That means that all the chords are according to the scale of F, F major, with the obvious exception of the D flat 7, which we'll call a flat 6 major in this case. And so let's just do a run through the chords only and just identify them through the key. So we have an F6, which is the 1, 3 chord A minor, 4 chord back to the A minor, 2, 1, and then a 2, 5 to the relative minor, and there's that flat 6, 2, 5, and then we're just going to play a 1 to a 2 to a 5. So that turnaround, I'll just stop. The turnaround here says we want an F major 7, F6, G minor, and C7. The F6 is a pretty subtle change. And as you can see, we've already stated the melody. The melody is an A, just static. It's, as soon as the listener hears the A, it's a done deal. And so effectively what this becomes is a turnaround. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do here. But the turnaround we're going to use is a 1 to a 6 to a 2 and to a 5. Okay, 1, 6, 2, 5. Very typical, common progression, right? That was just a typical bass line. Okay, so now, and then we go again back to the F6, the second. Now we're in the second 8 of this tune. Again, we have the 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, and that quick little 2, 5 to the relative minor, flat 6 major 2 and 5, and then 1, 4, 7, and then here in this section, 2, 5, and 1. 2, 5, and 1. Relative minor to the 3. 6 to 3. 6. And then we're going to just call that a secondary dominant that leads to the 2, then to the 5. And we'll deal with the other little stuff later. And then 4 down to the 3 and to the 2. And 2, 5, and then the flat 6, always the same. All right. So that gives you an idea of what we're looking at in the chord progression. I mean, the big difference from a tune like, for instance, All the Things You Are, or a tune like Stella by Starlight, or whatever, where there's all sorts of modulations, 2 5s coming at you from all over the place. But this is pretty straightforward, and it's for that reason that I've chosen this, because the point of this is to get you playing arrangements like this. And this tune, this melody, is almost entering the arena of genetically passed on from generation to generation. You know, you should have at least a chunk of this melody in your internal memory. Okay, so now let's start with the melody. We have a C to an E, which tells us it's a C chord. So you know, if we can add a couple of notes from the C chord. So I've gone from the F6 to the A minor 7, B flat major 7, back to that A minor 7. Now we're working our way down the scale. Here's that 2-5. Okay, so E minor 7 flat 5. There's the A7 with a flat 9 would be nice. Flat. Everything is sitting on that second string for quite a while in terms of the melody. Now we have the turnaround. As I discussed before, when you get to the turnaround, think of it as something totally different. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do here musically. But right now, we'll just play a 1 to a 6 to a 2 and a 5. And there's 100 different ways we can play that. And I invite you to do it 100 different ways. Okay, and then same thing. G minor. We could take that up to a different spot. How about that's nice. All on the F there, right? And then it repeats that G minor here. There's my C. Let me stop on that C for a second, because I'm sure that many of you are going to wonder where that C comes from. Here's where it comes from. If you take this C7 here and this C7 here, for instance, and I sort of do, you know, we cross essentially. Now we have the C on the bottom, the 7th here, and the C up on top, and we can even put the 3rd up on top. And so I'm just taking the root and the flat 7, and I could add the 3 down here. That's a really nice C7 sound. So here we go with that G minor. There's that C7, and then this is just all F. There's the A minor, D minor to A minor, D7 with a flat 9, which is enharmonic with a diminished 7th, G minor, and F sharp with F sharp diminished seventh, and then C9. And then we're back. And then let's take this tag, right? So this coda tells us take the coda, and then we have an A13, A augmented, and then a D9, and then let's do okay, let's just take a look at that one more time. So we're taking the coda, this would be the very end, and we go up to do an A. And then all right. Another thing, final thing that I'd like to mention is we're in the key of F. Excuse me. For the most part, we're in the key of F. And then, so any fills that you that are going to happen that you would like to make, let's try to make them for now diatonic, right? So you've got an underlying melodic material that you can use. So if I look at this F6, there's my F, right? You get the idea, right? So if you want to put in any fills, don't get crazy, don't get fancy about it in terms of altered scales and all sorts of other crazy stuff. Just stick to gluing the thing together with an F major scale, and when you get to the D flat, just an arpeggio. That's a good way to approach something like that. There's lots of different approaches, and that's about it. I think that's going to give you enough material that you can start building a chord melody with this, and before you develop a chord melody that is something you're really proud of, it takes a bit of work, not only muscle memory work, but analytical work as well. Like what am I playing here? Where did this melody come from? What is underneath the fretboard? Like what is stuff that is guitaristic, and what is stuff that is just simply the harmony and structure of this song. And it's good to know those. Again, separate the turnarounds, work the turnarounds through all sorts of different permutations. A 1, 6, 2, 5 is something you're going to have to learn to do in a host of different ways. But again, as I said at the top, the objective here is to lower the threshold for your entrance into playing chord melody, and to give you an idea in terms of another really nice possibility for a chord melody. So that's What a Wonderful World, and thanks for stopping by, and we're going to see you real soon. See ya.